Kicking us off, we got Dustin Jacoby and Maxim Grishin in a nice light heavyweight bout.
Do you remember these guys? I feel like they've been
100%.
yeah, they've been
blown
this is
up. The first card.
Yeah,
like this is the first fight on the card.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I felt like, these were two guys you definitely would remember, especially Contender series wise. And then this man stepping in randomly to fight at heavyweight against Marcin Tybura. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell was that? Yeah, I was like, none of these are heavyweights except Tybura. Oh man, so good. So yeah, we got Dustin Jacoby on one side, elite, kickboxer, seems to be that's kind of his bread and butter there. It was hilarious watching, some of his highlights and post interview of his last fight. Man, didn't even remember the uppercut he landed. So,
didn't he look like he was in incredible shape? Because, I know you won't 100%. Really remember, the one that the guy that kind of tried his luck back in the day. But, this man grew and grew in glory. And supposedly that was just a random, tournament that he entered. That was a random kickboxing tournament he entered through glory. Ended up, getting a resurgence of a career at that level. Mm-hmm. That's what got him the Contender series look. And, in that last fight, man, I was just really impressed with, how shredded he looked, because we had watched him on the Contender series, you and I, and that's where I was just kind of really convinced this man is hungry and he feels ready. You can tell.
Yeah, and you touched on it best. I was shocked to see that he was in the UFC back in 2010. But you look there, and this isn't the same human. You know what I mean? It's really not. So, yeah, and then on the flip side, we got Maxim Grishin. What a beast this guy is. I rewatched that fight with Antigulov, and those leg kicks, man. That was some technical work right there, man. He really wore him down, and I'm excited to see what he can do with this one against an elite kickboxer.
Quick question: what's your thought on that finish there? Too early? Was that a good stoppage against Antigulov?
It's tough. I'm always going to side with safety, right? So I think it was a good stoppage, but other people might say differently. What did you think?
Well, I think that he had his guard up. I think that the moment the strike stopped, he seemed very aware of his situation. I think that was a bad timing thing. I think that, you have to give the referee his dues, because it's almost like he made the decision not aware of the time, which you actually have to consider as maybe a good decision, because if he's letting the strikes go on for an extra 3 seconds because it's only 3 seconds, I don't know if you actually consider that unbiasedly good or bad judging. That's where I kind of hold myself accountable right now, because I'm personally telling myself, well, fuck, bro. He's just three seconds, man. This guy looked like he was there, man. I want to see a third round between these guys. So that's where I kind of felt a little bad.
And that's kind of where the passion and love of the game kind of makes you remove your bias, right? It's like these refs have a hard job, man. They can't let somebody go in there and get hurt, because the scrutiny that they're going to receive after is not worth it, as opposed to stopping the fight a few seconds earlier for everybody's safety, right?
Man, how much you wish that these judges had the exact same onus. Whew. You could only judge fights as well as these guys are reffing fights now.
It's so true, man. That's a tough job, man. Some of these end up being super tight. So, anything else you want to touch on for Grisham here?
Of course, yeah. I mean, his 2 losses are back in 2011 and M1. That's like a big deal. We got Marcin Tybura on short notice. We just talked about that. He was supposed to fight Alexis Romanov, if you remember that guy. He's the one laying people out and submitting them against the mat. And then Ankalaev. You know what I mean? Knocked him out for an AFC title. And I just think, entire PFL career was the light heavyweight division. So these are the little things that are telling me, as we're seeing him go on that last little string of fights, especially at the UFC level, I'm hoping that he gets to do some damage at this weight class. But again, we're talking about a guy like Jacoby. So, depending on where your heart lies, right? You like the striker, both guys love to strike. I think that the takedown defense, I think Grisham's ability to maybe push him up against the fence is going to play a part if you want to go that way. But again, Jacoby, man, those strikes are looking lethal. Absolutely crazy good shape against Ledet. Finished that fight with absolute ease. The chopping is just too real. He's absolutely chopping the leg. So again, for Grishin, right, he likes using the leg kicks too. But whichever guy can really mix it up more and maybe get a takedown, get up against the fence and see where that kind of part of the fight goes. It's like, where do you give the edge? If you like the wrestlers, I mean, Grishin's got that chance, but Jacoby with those strikes, man. Ooh, that second one.
Those leg kicks for Grisham ain't gonna land against Jacoby.
That's what I mean.
Let's dive right into guess the lines here. I'm excited to try and guess this one too. I might be completely off, guys. So disclaimer there. I apologize in advance.
Quick question: who's checking the line? Are you or me?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
I'll pull it up right now.
Traditions. Stick to the guns.
So give me your guess first. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'll respond, and then let's see.
I'm gonna say, you know, I think the kickboxing is going to heavily favor Jacoby, especially in the line, right? So, I mean, if you have any background of these two fighters, you just maybe give Grishin that edge, especially for the fact that he took on Tybura on short notice at heavyweight. Like, you kidding me? So I'm definitely gonna go Grishin, but I don't see it being close, you know, to that -200. So I'm gonna go -150. That's my guess.
Okay, I'm simply going to play devil's advocate here. I do believe that Jacoby has worked on the aspect of his game that, you know.
You have the lines up already, cheater?
No, I don't. I haven't looked them up yet. So, but again, I see this as a pick'em. It's super hard
exactly.
to call, so
I'm so used to doing your little game here, so I always, anytime I have like a little edge, I always go with that -150. But that's exactly the way I'm kind of hoping it goes. But again, you got to see.
And I'm literally doing this to just go opposite of you, so I'm gonna go Jacoby with a -150. I think it's gonna be close. I'll go -130.
All right.
All right, let's check out those live lines. Jacoby Grisham. Wow. Pies on the board here. We got Jacoby at -170, actually.
There you go. Look at that. So, I mean, still close fight, and I think it's just exactly what I said, right? Whichever way you're leaning, if you're a striking guy, you're probably going to go Jacoby. But if you believe that there's a chance that the striker can take this to the ground, you're going to go Grishin, and you're going to go with the value.
Yeah. Okay, like you said, great value there. So that wraps up UFC Vegas 20. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. All our Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff is there. Give us a follow, give us a tweet, shoot us a message, whatever floats your boat.
Peace.